Halle Bailey and DDG are having some problems, and I think I understand exactly what's going on and what needs to be done to fix it. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, or welcome to Uncle ABL, and in today's video, we're talking about the drama between DDG and Halle Bailey. Now, you may not know who they are. That's totally fine. It doesn't really matter. And before we get into it, the reason why I'm making this video is because I have a nephew that's DDG's age. My nephew's 26, DDG's 27, and Halle Bailey is 25. So when I talk to my nephew, I understand that there are certain things that he doesn't know because he's 26. Same thing with them. The drama they're going through, they don't understand what's really going on. They don't understand how to handle it, especially the guy in the situation, DDG, because he's the leader, he's the man. The things that he's doing are not very leader-like. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all need to hear this. I need to write notes, pay attention, because if you're squabbling with your baby mama, y'all fighting over things, you need to hear what I'm telling you because it might save you a little bit of heartache. And if you are with somebody and y'all squabbling a little bit and you thinking about having the baby, or you're engaging in behavior that might bring a baby forward, listen to my words before you go any further. Now, before I go any further, let's look at who we're dealing with right here. Okay, this is Halle Bailey, of course. She is a singer and actress, world famous, and you may know her as the Little Mermaid. Okay, this is a huge role, a big role. So her fan base, you're talking about kids, little girls especially, all over the world, not just USA, but all over the world. Africa, Europe, Asia, South America, North America, everywhere. A lot of girls know her. Okay, now her baby daddy, unfortunately, they were not married ever, is DDG. Now he is a rapper and a streamer. I most know him for being a streamer. I've not watched anything that he does, but whenever I hear about DDG, it's about streaming. I don't know his music. I don't know his songs, but he is a very successful young guy. Again, 27 years old. Okay, now this is them in happier times, all right? And they look good together, but I could tell from the beginning that this is not going to work because he's just way too young. Way too young, and you're hanging out with guys like Blueface and these streamers, and you're not really in the headspace to be with a Halle Bailey. The Little Mermaid, bro, come on. And some are going to say, well, where's her accountability, ABL? She chose him. Yes, she did. But she's 25 now. So what, she was like 22, 23 when they got together. And the woman, she don't know anything, of course. And she had both parents, grew up nice. She's going to want to gravitate toward the guy that's not good for her. That's natural. But there needs to be men in her life that tell her don't do it. And if she doesn't want to listen, that's okay. If you are the guy, you have the responsibility to lead her in the right direction and treat her properly. Okay, regardless, that's your job. And I'm going to explain why it's more on him than her in a minute. But let's get to the news story here, okay? You see what it says? Halle Bailey claims DDG attacked her multiple times, and she has a restraining order. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty and what's going on. So you see right here, we got some pictures. These pictures are of some bruises on her arm because she said that he attacked her, bruising her arm. He had slammed her head into a steering wheel and chipped her tooth. Now, I know some are going to say, well, look, she put out a video talking about I chipped my tooth and I'm going to the dentist. Well, did she say how she chipped it in the video? And of course, if you're Little Mermaid and you are a world famous actress and singer, what you don't want to do is say, hey, my baby daddy is beating me up. That's going to not only hurt your image, it'll also hurt you when it comes to the court action because she is in court, got a restraining order on him, and DDG cannot be within 100 yards of her, and he cannot bring a little boy. There he is, Halo. I think Halo's what, like 16 months old, born in December 23. He cannot bring the boy on stream. And you know what? Part of me thinks the reason why he got her pregnant is because he wanted the baby, because that's the Little Mermaid's baby. And when I bring the baby on stream or I'm in pictures with the baby, That's going to cause my views to go up and up and up. Okay, it's a come up. He was already doing very well for himself, but now I got the baby. Okay, that's going to add a certain element to what I do in my streaming. That's just my humble opinion. Now, there's a lot I want to say here. And again, I'm going to mostly blame him for this because you're the man. Listen, Halle Bailey was probably madly in love with this guy. And anybody knows, any men know, if you're watching, when a woman is madly in love with you, you could do whatever you want. She will let you do whatever you want. You ask her to do something, she's going to do it. It doesn't matter what it is. Ask her, hey, put on this chicken outfit and jump from this tall building. You're going to fly. Okay. Now, just because you have that power, should you make her jump from the tall building? Because you know what the result is going to be. Should you not wear a condom when you have sex? She allows you to do it, but you know what's going to happen. You know she's trying to be a Little Mermaid. You know that she is trying to be a singer. Why would you impregnate her during that and then have the nerve to run off? You didn't want to get married to her. You didn't want to have a commitment. You just got the baby, and now y'all squabbling over the baby. You're wrong. You're dead wrong. And I'm seeing guys defend him talking about, oh, he wants to be a good father. He wants to see his son. What he wants to do is prevent her from being able to move on, because there were some pictures of, what was that? Brent Faiyaz. Let me put them up right here. Okay. They said that it was a social media post talking about she was on a vacation on an island with the R&B singer Brent Faiyaz, and their son was there, and he crashed out over that because you don't want her to move forward. You see what I'm saying? You want to still have access to her, but you don't want to have a commitment with her. That's not going to be a thing you can really do. You can't do that. If you don't want to commit to her, let her go do her thing. You're going to be mad about that. Okay, your baby mama, whatever, you love her and she with somebody else. But look, man, you know who you were with from the beginning. That's Halle Bailey. That's her. So let her do her thing. All you got to worry about is your son. Is your son straight? Is he good? Everything all right? That's all you got to worry about. You cannot use the boy to try and control her movements. You cannot use the boy to try and shame her from being able to move on with her life. You can't do that. Also, the whole thing about going to her house whenever, popping up, let me see my son. You can't do that. What you got to do is get on the schedule, because you busy, she busy, she has a life, you have a life. Let's get on the schedule. You got the child these days, I have the child these days. But since you're not able to really communicate properly, and allegedly you want to beat her, slamming her head in the wall, all kind of extra stuff, since you want to do all that, okay, well, look, check it out. Now I got a restraining order, can't be within 100 yards of me, and you cannot put the baby on stream. And what's going to end up happening is you'll get full custody. Because look, okay, I don't know if y'all know or not. I don't know if y'all know who Halle Bailey really is. Okay, but y'all see who that is right there. This is Beyonce and Jay-Z. So a little bit of backstory if you don't know. Halle Bailey was in a singing group called Chloe and Halle with her sister. Chloe's right there on the left. Halle's right there in the center. Beyonce right there in between them. And of course, Jay-Z. Jay-Z just beat a case where a woman alleged that he assaulted her back in the year 2000 when she was 13. Not only was the case dropped, the lawsuit was dropped, Jay-Z is counter-suing them for defamation. And when I say them, I mean the girl and the lawyer. And he'll probably win. So you want to try to fight them in court, it ain't going to work. And she has all the ammunition and the leverage. But see, DDG and all the young guys out there and some of the old guys, you could have avoided it if you did things the right way. You want a family, you want to have children, well, make a commitment, get married. And I'm not trying to say marriage is going to save you, because I've been married and divorced too. I get it. But don't make the Little Mermaid a baby mama and expect for it to go well. You're trying to treat her like you treat them girls in Pontiac, Michigan. You could beat up on them, have a bunch of kids, a bunch of other women, create drama, post it online. The hood chicks in Pontiac deal with that. I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying it's okay, but they do deal with that, unfortunately. You cannot try to pull that with Halle Bailey, you shouldn't do it with anybody, but you're not going to be able to do it with Halle Bailey. You're not going to succeed. All this, oh, I'm a good dad. I'm a good dad. And nah, you're trying to use the child to manipulate her. You're trying to use the child to benefit financially. That's what's going on. I don't know where his dad is, where his uncle is, but that's where I come in. So if you're listening, DDG, please take my advice. All you could do right now is just chill out. Don't talk about it. Don't try to say, oh, I'm still streaming We Lit. Don't talk about it. Don't say nothing else. Deal with the court and get on his schedule. You want to try to do things the way you want to do it. You can't do that. The court is on her side, off rip. A mom with a 16-month-old, a celebrity with Jay-Z, you're not going to win in court. So just submit to the courts and get on the schedule and make it be fair both of y'all. That's how it's going to be. You cannot behave like you're still in Pontiac, Michigan. You're dealing with megastars, superstars, celebrities. And again, even if she was not megastar, Little Mermaid, or whatever, you still got to treat women right. A lot of y'all guys treat women like garbage, and then you get a bunch of squabbling. I say all the time on this channel, I'm not doing no squabbling. I ain't taking white girls to court. I'm not taking baby mamas to court, arguing, squabbling, carrying on. I'm not even doing it. Look, even when I got divorced, it wasn't no squabbling in the courtroom. We went there together, signed papers, and that was it. No fuss, no muss. Because I don't carry it like that. I'm not trying to be arguing and fighting and squabbling. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be honest. Y'all guys got to do that. Going to her house when she not there, talking about, oh, I see what you on. Texting her mad about another guy, jealous even though you're not with her. You didn't want to make a commitment. You didn't want to get married. You ain't put a ring on your finger. It's like, bro, come on, man. You cannot behave this way. You cannot behave this way. And I think that if there were more men in his life, I don't know if he got a dad or what, but if he got a dad, I can't tell. Where's the dad at? Where's the unk that knows something? Where is he at? See, that's why I'm here. For you guys that don't have the dad, that don't have the uncle, I'm telling you the right thing. And look, I've been around for a long time, been married, divorced, dealt with a lot of women. I know how these things go. Y'all gotta treat women with respect, handle them with kid gloves, and make the correct decisions, because when they allow you to lead, when they give you that, you got to take it and be responsible with it. Simple as that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.